All right, welcome everybody. This is Dan Hunt of the JSKA Rochester Virtual Dojo. We are on April 3rd. It's a Saturday class. We tried to get outside today, but the weather guy told us a lie and said it wasn't going to be nice, and it's actually turned out to be pretty good out there. But we're going to do Zoom today, and make the best of it. All right. So, good morning, Andy. All right, so we're going to finish up our work today, or at least our class time work on hip rotation. Probably do some more Bassai work today. Next week, the plan is to really focus on the purple belt level stuff and the first or third Q level stuff. So we've got a few folks that are in that rank group that could use some extra work. So, all right, so we've got the Higashis joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sorry.
Technical problem.
No problem. Okay, tip your camera down some more so we can see the whole room. There we go. Okay. All right, so let's get going. We're going to work some more on our hip rotation. All right, so we'll go through some of the drills we did earlier in the week. And if you have any further questions about how to do it better, open to taking that conversation. Okay. All right. So as a reminder, let's bow first. Okay. So as a reminder, when we open our hips up, everything works on a plane. We don't want to come up. We don't want to rotate this way. Everything kind of stays planar. The front knee stays fairly stable. I mean, there's going to be a little bit of rotation just because things move in, pull on other things. So you got to find a way to take this groin muscle here and release it as you open it, and then squeeze it in again as you close it. Back foot is where the pressure and the spring creates pressure to the floor. So I'm creating the spring in my quads and in my hamstring, my hip flexors, and I'm going to push off the back leg, rotating forward. So let's face this way, put your right leg forward, okay? All right, and have your hips forward. This is called shomen, or the front, okay? We're going to take this and turn it to hanmi, 45 degrees, okay? Put pressure into that back foot, okay? Notice my knee bends. My hip actually drops a little bit. Okay, and then I push forward, drive it in. Okay, so open, close, open, close. Now, if you're looking at from the straight to the front here, don't change where you're at, but notice my front knee stays and pushes, stays, pushes. That means I release this groin muscle so that it can separate my legs from each other as I rotate out. So let's do some more. Okay, get your back foot blade edge. Okay, Ariane, I want you to not be completely straight though. I want you to have a little bit of turn to it. Not a lot, but just a little bit. Okay, all right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now let's open and close, 1 count. Ready, itch, knee, pressure, pressure. Some, she, go, rook. Notice my foot, and actually my back knee, it rotates this way because my hip is changing the relationship to the lower part, okay? I don't have a whole lot of rotation actually in the knee, but my hip is moving. So my straight line between my hip joint and my knee stays the same, even though I'm turning this foot. Okay, so I'm bending the knee. Okay, forward again. 2 for each count. Ready, hitch, knee, some, she, go. Now let's really push off of this front leg to push this left hip backwards. okay? And then we're gonna push off the back leg to send the left hip forward, okay? Ich, ni, some, she, and go. All right, let's start open. Okay, ready? Ich, ni, some, forward, back, she, go. Now, when you go forward, I suggest you video yourself. When you go forward, if that heel comes off or if the blade edge comes off, okay, if the heel's coming off, you're too long. If the blade edge comes off, watch my leg here, you're collapsing this knee relative to the ankle. So there's a certain position that this knee needs to be in order to put that pressure on the outside edge of the ankle. Okay, all right, let's go the other way. Okay, let's do it slow. Start forward. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. So notice my foot doesn't have any roll at all to it, even though I'm changing my hip position. Okay, from the front. Ich, knee. Ich, knee. Feel your whole foot on the floor. Ich, knee. One more. Ich, knee. All right, open and close. Nice and just as slowly get it down, then we'll open it and close it quick. Ich, knee. Some, she, go. Now let's do it quicker. Ich, knee. Some, she, go. All right, good. Now let's go from open, close to open. All right, so close it, bring it back open. Ready? Ich, knee. Some, she, go. Rook, sit, hutch, ku, ju. All right, good. All right, any questions on that particular way of doing it? Anybody struggling to do it? Keeping your hips parallel and so on? No questions? Okay. Guess I'm explaining it really well then. Okay. All right, so let's do some techniques with it. Yoi. Hi, hidari getam barakamai. Right. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to start in Gyakuzuki. Okay, what I want to do is Kizamazuki, open, Gyakuzuki, close. Let's do it just single techniques. So Kizamazuki 1, Gyakuzuki 2, and then we'll put them together. Ich, knee, some, she, gup, rug, sit, hutch, ku, ju. All right, let's put these together. Jab, reverse punch. Ich, knee, some, she, go, rip, sit, hutch, ku, ju. All right, jab. All right, so now we're going to push in with the back, push out with the front. Ready? Ich, knee, some, she, go, rook, sit, hutch, ku, ju. All right, good, yoi. All right, let's see what you guys got. Do some checking here. All right. All right, hidari getam barakamai. All right, so Gyakuzuki, Kizamazuki. No, start with just Kamae to start. Okay, ready? Just one punch at a time. Itch. All right, Elliot, you're locked up. I'll wait for you. So we're on reverse punch. Knee. Thump. Shi. Go. Hook. Hitch. Hutch. Ku. Jiu. All right, good. So check your belly button. Which is it, pointing 45 degrees or is it only like about 30 degrees? Okay. As the higher you get, the less rotation you have to do. Okay, because you still got the you still got a good leg drive and so on. This is trying to build that ability to leg drive. Okay, so let's do two punches, one count. Ready? So the first 5 we'll do just really moderate pace, and then the second 5 let's just bust it out. Ready? Itch. Knee. Some. She. Go. Good. Now let's bust it out. Itch. Knee. Thump. Okay, so Peter, your shoulder's coming up just a little bit on your reverse punch side. Keep it kind of neutral. Yep. Sichi. Hutch. Ku. Jip. All right, switch leg, actually reverse punch. Reverse punch, no, stay with your left leg forward, reverse punch. Now let's do jab, reverse punch. Actually, let's see. Is this the same one we just did? No, okay, so reverse punch, here we go. Itch, jab, reverse punch. Knee. Thump. She. Okay, so Mima, your whole front side is collapsing when you open your hip. Try and keep that more firm. Yes, that one. Go. All right, good. Now let's put it out. Let's try and make every one of those punches that you do be able to knock somebody out or put them on the ground. Ready? Roku. Sitch. Hutch. Ku. Jiu. All right, good. Let's switch legs. Let's see. I want it to be spotlight, not speaker view. All right. So left leg or right leg forward. Okay, same thing. Let's start with jab first. Ready? Punching Gyakuzuki. Itch. Knee. Thump. Notice posture staying very straight. Cheek. Go. Rook. Sitch. Hutch. Ku. Jiu. All right, 2 punches. Now, one of the things that can happen when you're doing this Gyakuzuki is you can push so hard with this back leg that the other hip goes up like that. So this leg has to act as a balancing act, okay? It's that equal and opposite reaction, okay, with Newton's third law, right? So if I push so hard, this has to have that equal and opposite reaction to keep it from rotating, or until I get to a point where, all right, I'm at equilibrium because I'm pushing against all this stuff that doesn't like to bend that way, right? So when you push this one back to the front, you also have to push this one toward the back to resist this turn. Okay, let's do that again, just to check to see if you're sliding sideways. If you feel like you're going up this way, you got to push with your front leg. Okay, ready? Hitch, knee, thumb, she, go, hook, sit, hutch, two, Jew. All right, 2 punches. Hitch. Nice and even tempo on these first ones. Knee. Each one, put it through the person. Some. She. Go. Now full speed, quick, and deliver all your body weight. Roko. Sichi, Hachi, Ku, Ju. All right, Getsuge. Nice even tempo. 2 punches. Hitch. Knee. Punch faster, harder. Some. She. Go. Now, full pace, full power. Roko. Sichi. Hachi. Ku. Ju. Hey, man. All right, now I got to look at this side for you. All right, let's go. Okay, right leg forward. Migi. Gerambarai. Okay, so let's start with reverse punch first. So put your reverse punch out. So jab, reverse punch. Okay, nice moderate pace. Really focus on the end, trying to lock it down. Okay, not letting it extend way past your shoulder. Okay. Drive with that leg. Ready? Hitch, jab, reverse punch. Good. And make sure your front knee stays stable. Knee. Thump. All right, Marcus, I'm not seeing you finish your Gyakuzuki. You're throwing it out there at a nice pace, but finish it. Really lock it down. Knee. Thump. Peter, punch a reverse punch, please. She. All right, Peter. So you're doing what I was suggesting you want to try and avoid, which is when you do your first one, you kind of get a little cant this way. Okay. So your front leg is not resisting the turn from the back leg. She. Go. All right, let's go full pace, full power. Hitch. A little bit more rotation, Masa, if you can. Knee. Okay, watch your front knee collapsing, Masa. Some. Mickey, make those powerful. I like how fast you're going, but really lock them in with all your muscles. She. Go. Good. Now we'll jab in place. Okay, open that hip up. Peter, you got more hip open that you can give me? No, bend your back knee a little bit. There you go. All right, here we go. Gyakuzuki, Kizamazuki. Hitch. Knee. Thump. So Dirk, when you do the jab, try not to let your front knee come back so much. I get it, it's going to a little bit, but it seems like it's coming back maybe 4 inches. try and get that down to maybe no more than an inch. So that means you need to push more forward as you drive the jab in. That's it. She, go. All right, Mima, there's not a whole lot of hip rotation going on. I'm not seeing a lot of rotation there. All right, all full one count. Ready. Itch. Knee. Some. She. Go. RMA. All right. Just a little, maybe a little clarification here, and let's see if we can add to this a little bit, okay? And we'll do some Kihon with it. Okay, so Andy Lesage, I was watching yours just a second ago, and it looks like you're keeping hip to knee to ankle all here, and you're not really rotating very much. This is all just staying very straight. See how straight this is, okay? And I would imagine that you have a whole lot of pressure in this hip joint when you try and open this hip up, because you didn't actually settle down into this rotation and let this knee bend. So you have to, in the backside, remember this is a driving action. So how do you get driving action? You have to extend this leg, right? So when you rotate this back, let's everybody put your right leg forward again, going this way, okay? When you rotate this, let this back knee bend and drop the hip into it, okay? And then it straightens when you go forward. So let the knee bend, okay? So now I've got pressure on the outside of the foot, takes the pressure off of the hip joint when I drop this hip and I let the knee bend. If I don't let the knee bend, I put a lot of pressure on my knee, and the pressure, I personally feel to put the pressure on the floor on the inside of my foot, not on the outside of the foot, okay? So if I don't bend the knee, I feel like it rolls this way a little bit, maybe not fully coming off the ground, but it feels like there's pressure on the inside. So here I want to take pressure to the outside and then press forward. So let the hip drop, and set into this. Okay, so let's just do this. We're going to over exaggerate. So I want you to take this back foot and turn it sideways. Okay, we're going to do some over exaggeration. Okay, so one of the kind of principles of being a teacher is taking people way away from their comfort zone, and it's going to feel really, really bad. But then we can take you from there, this little bit more that gets you where you want to be. Okay, so like the folks that are leaning forward like this, right? I'll tell them, okay, I want you to lean way back, and it'll be about here, and they feel like from here to here is way back. Well, in a sense, this is almost straight. So then this move slightly forward is a little bit easier to do once they get used to being way back here versus up in here. So same sort of thing. So let's take this back foot. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to sit into it. Okay, see how much I bent this leg? And then push. Sit into it and push. Sit into it. Now, without taking myself backwards now, just sitting into it, push. Sitting into it, push. Now, that's the leg and hip part of it, okay? The foot part of it, yeah, I'm doing a little bit of motion like that, but this is a little bit different drill. So take that foot still sideways, forward. So you should feel this front side of the groin, hip flexor kind of stretching out. Sit into it, push, sit into it, push, sit into it, push. This is almost like a Fudodachi stance. Sit into it, push, sit into it, push. Now let's take that front foot, move it, or back foot, move it slightly forward, 45 degrees. I want you to do the same thing. We're going to sit into it, but only to the point where it puts pressure on the outside of the foot, and that's as far as I can go. Once I start going more than that, my foot feels like it wants to rotate out, right? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 1. So that knee bend, just like we just did. 2. Hitch. I'm going to take a look while you guys are doing it. Knee. Hitch. There you go. That's better, Andy. Knee. Hitch. Now check your posture. Don't bend over at the waist, though. Knee. Now, when you rotate now, Andy, I want you to sink in the back, but I want you to push your right hip forward as you do it so that your center doesn't move from where you are now. Okay? Yes, that. Itch. Knee. Good. Itch. Open. Knee. All right, Mia, good. I like that. Okay, so let's do a jab on the right side. We'll do a Gyakuzuki on the left. So let's start with a Gyakuzuki first. Okay. Itch. No, just one punch at a time. Knee. Gyakuzuki. Gyakuzuki, Andy. Itch. Knee. Everybody should be Gyakuzuki in place. Reverse punch, Andy. There you go, good. Itch. Knee. Don't forget to pull that back. Itch. Set down into it. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. All right, good. Let's go the other way. Same thing. So everybody's starting to just no punch right now, just to open and close into it. So I want you to take that back foot, turn it out straight to the side, okay? And I want you to get used to being able to drop that hip rearward and sink into your back leg without moving your foot and without changing your position front to back, okay? Let's hope, let's see if I can make sure that you understand that. So from here, okay, I'm gonna have this foot turned sideways, and I'm not gonna do this. Okay, I'm not changing my position front to back. I'm just rotating this way and setting into it. Let me show you from this direction. Okay, if I'm here, sitting into it. See, I've pushed this hip down and I've bent this leg. Settle into it. Push with it. Set into it. Push with it. So everybody forward this time. Okay, still sideways. 1, 2. 1, 2. So you can feel when I push this forward, it moves my position of my pressure on the floor of my foot to my inside of my foot. That's not where we want to be normally, but you can tell now that I'm taking this way, it moves it to the outside, then moves it to the inside. And that's all related to where is this knee pointing relative to my hips and my feet. Okay, so open, so set into it, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. All right, now let's take that foot in the right spot. And let's put a Gyakuzuki and a jab with it, okay? All right, so everybody start in a reverse punch. Okay, ready? Jab, itch. That's a lot better, Andy. I like that. Knee. Thump. Shi. All right, Elliot, what I saw on that one was you were really pushing with the back leg when you drove that punch in. That was really good. Some. She. All right, so Peter, you punched and nothing moved on the bottom side. Zero movement on the bottom side. Yes, that's better. Now open again. All right, everybody should be in reverse punch. Okay, good. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Itch. Knee. Now let's do 2 punches. Itch. So open, close. All right, so Peter, a little bit dropping too much, sitting on the floor. Okay, I want you to rotate in the plane, not going up and down, okay? You're doing a rotation in the plane, which is good, but then you're also dropping up and down. You shouldn't be doing too much of that, okay? Itch. Everybody reverse punch. Itch. Itch. Hutch. Ku. Ju. All right, good, Yummy. All right, let's take a quick break. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Did it feel pretty good?
I think I got it all right on the when I have my right leg forward. The left leg forward, I feel like my back knee keeps turning this way when I bend it. I don't know how
on the, you mean your back leg turns or your front leg turns?
So my back leg, it'll turn out, and I don't know if my knee should move that much.
Yeah, probably not move that much. So what you could do with your mom or your dad, have them hang on. So back away from the camera. Mima, Miho, can you hold on to her knee? Yeah. Now just don't push on it one way or the other. Just hold it in place. Now punch, reverse punch. Okay, now don't let it turn out when you do the jab. 1. All right, you feel that? 2. Yeah, punch. 1. So it's going to have a little bit of movement, but not a whole lot. So I think you're doing it pretty good right there. That looks fine. Is that more than or less than what you were seeing earlier?
A little bit less, okay. But I guess allowing some movement is okay.
Yeah, so a little bit of movement's good, but you don't want to have so much that now everything rolls off of your inside pressure. You lose all that too. So you don't want to do that. Okay.
Thank
all right,
you.
Good. You're welcome. All right, so let's do some Kihon drills. All right. So let's go away from the camera. Wait a minute, let me get my little drink of water. All right. All right, so same principles as we go through this. We want to open and close the hips. We're just going to do some of our block counters and see if we can make those work for us. All right, Hirari ge rambarai kamai. All right, so agike gyakuzuki. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Go. Okay, ushiro. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Go. All right, get on barai, gyakuzuki. Ich. Ni. Sam. Shi. Go. Okay, so be careful. Don't turn too much, because then it collapses your whole front side. So it's just hand me 45, Showman, center. Ushiro, itch, knee, thump, she, go. Sotuke, gyatsuke. My, itch, knee, thump, she, go. Okay, so I'm really looking at my hip. Is my hip open? And then when it does, it go close afterwards. Okay, Ushiro. Itch. Knee. Notice my jaw hand starting to go out first. Chi. Go. Okay. Mai. Uchuke gakuke. Itch. Knee. She. Go. Ushiro. Itch. Knee. She. Go. My shutoke. Gyakunukite. So this one here is a little bit different. Your foot is open way another 45 degrees, so you can't necessarily take your belly button and point it over your back foot this way. Okay. Put all that pressure on the back edge. What you have to do for kokudachi is this knee has to be slightly forward so that hip, knee, foot is all in one line. So if you collapse it this way, not good. If you overpronate it this way, that's not good either. So it needs to kind of be in the same line as the hip and the ankle. Okay, so this knee, the outside of the knee tends to be somewhat over the front big toe, or the big toe of the back leg. Okay, here. Okay, so this 45 degrees, and then when we change, pivot, pick up the toes, pivot forward, and put the pressure back on the floor. Okay, so let's try that. Shutoke, gyakunukite, hirade genbarai, my itch, knee, some, she, go. So you can see here, 45, here, centered. Ushiro. Itch. Knee. Some. She. Go. Yame. And bow. All right, now I want to repeat all that, and I'm going to watch you guys. Okay, because remember you only got 5 each direction, right? So we're going to do another 5 each direction and see what we can come up with. Okay, hirade genbarai kamae. All right, so agyuke, gyatsuke. Itch. So here's my, let's take a break for just a quick second. So here's what I'd like you to do in these, okay? This isn't about speed and all that, but I do want you to deliver power, right? I want you to take just a second to really embrace the open part of it. Okay, so first one. Okay, first one. See how I pause just a second. Okay, so put your brain down by your foot, feeling that pressure on the outside edge of the foot here, and your brain and your hip too. So in this backside, open, then close. Okay, so take a second just to feel it. Did it feel like I turned it enough? If it didn't feel like you turned it enough, take another half a second, really push it into it, and then push it back out again. Okay? Try and get a little bit of feeling for where do I need to be when I create this open and close. Okay, so I'm not going to be counting really fast, so you're going to have time to do it. So hira de gerambarai, kamai. All right, here we go. Agyuke gyatsuki. So tempo is like this. 1, 2. But each one should be really strong. Marcus, can you turn your camera down a little bit more so I can see your hips and your feet? Oh, that's much better. All right. It's a nice basement, by the way. All right, here we go. It's knee. Some. Okay, so Mary, when you're on your right side, you tend to have a little hip lift. So your hip kind of goes sideways. Yeah, and the right side hip goes up. Gyatsuki. Some. She. Go. Okay, so remember, Agyuki doesn't come from our belly. Agyuki comes up as an uppercut through the center, right? This way. Not over here, and not a lift. So right off of the hip, it goes straight up, almost like an uppercut, and then turns over later. Okay, Ushiro. Itch. All right, so Andy, I want you to, instead of making that end position real floaty, I want you to lock it in and stop it like it's a machine stop, where you got this big robot that comes in, bam, that's where it has to stop. Okay, it can't go any further because there's a piece of metal right there. Boom, can't go anymore. Okay, itch. Open. Yes, much better. Some. Oh, Peter, you're bringing this hand way over here and then lifting it up like that. Uppercut, twist, okay, for the Agyuke. She. One more, go. Good. Mai. Gerambarai Gyatsuke. Itch. Knee. Some. So Elaine, as you're stepping forward, I'm noticing that your knee tends to bend inward toward the center. Yeah, that. Just as you're stepping forward, caution, it's bad for us seasoned citizens. Okay, so try and bend that knee more over the big toe instead of letting it come to the center, okay? All right, a couple more. She. Go. All right, Ushiro. Itch. Knee. All right, Elliot, that front leg collapsed a lot on that last open, okay? She. Go. Good. Mai. Sotuke Gyatsuke. Itch. Knee. All right, Mickey, make bigger, 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 okay? Thumb. She. Masa, a little bit more hip open. Go. Yeah, that's much better. You got about another 15 degrees out of that turn. Ushiro, itch. Okay, Marcus, watch your front knee collapsing. Knee. That's much better. Now what happened is you kept it stable on the open, but then when you did the close, it kind of snuck out that way on the other side, which is equally bad, right? So what we're trying to do is keep your knee top of the leg this way, bottom of the leg this way, keeping them all in the same line, or even like this. We just don't want them doing this, okay? Some. She. Go. All right, uchuke. Itch. Knee. Thump. She. Go. All right, Andy, you're doing it exactly like I'm asking. So nice and controlled rhythm. Open, feel the pressure, then close, feel the pressure. Ushiro, itch. So Marcus, feel that open pressure on the back foot. Feel that open of the hip, and then come back in. Don't combine them so much. Neat. Okay, so Peter, you got the same thing that Andy was doing, where it was kind of squishy at the very back. Okay, the very back of the open, I want you to make it a hard stop. There's no wobble, wobble, wobble. Shoot. Boom. You're kind of doing this. So there's a little bit of wobble going, okay? Itch. She. Stop and go. Good, that's much better. Rook. All right, good. And now shutoke gyakunukte. Itch. Knee. All right, so Andy, you're pivoting on the ball. You got to pivot on the heel. So pick the ball up, move the ball forward. Thumb. Yep, still sending the heel backwards. She. Go. Ushiro, itch. Oh, don't pick up the foot and move it in the back. The only one that moves is the front. The other one just pivots on the heel. Knee. Heel still went backwards. Don't worry, it takes a while. Some. That's better. You're good. That side worked. She. Go. Good, yummy. All right, so let's take just a little bit of work here on the pivot on the heel versus the ball. Okay. Get a little closer here. All right, so everybody put yourself in a back stance, right leg forward, left foot out sideways. What I want you to do right now is I want you to just come more on your front side just to make it a little bit easier. Okay, I want to lift the foot off the ground by pulling my toes, okay, and flexing on this side of my leg, pulling it up. Lift it up and turn. Lift it up, turn. Okay, so a little bit forward. 1, 2. Okay, come back. 1, 2. So from here, I'm going to push, push, and as I push, I lift. Okay, so let's go back here, back stance. So I'm going to push off the blade edge of the back foot. Okay, and then as I start to push and I need to change my hip line to forward and I need to bring my feet forward, that means that I have to find a way to reposition this foot. Now here's why I don't do the other, which is that. See this line point here? It goes backwards. The amount of my foot, my hip goes backwards. So I'm sending some energy that way. Can I still hit somebody this way? Yeah, I can do that. But this is still trying to work toward perfection and making the most out of what I've got. So I want to take this here and slide forward. Okay, let's do a couple more. 1, come back. 2, come back. The other part too is you squeeze with your inner thighs. Okay, so I'm going to bring this together this way. If I do this way, I'm not really squeezing, I'm just pushing away, and I don't feel like I have any reason to squeeze in here. Okay, a couple more. Itch, squeeze, and come back. So you can even take your hands like this and pretend like these are, put your brain here that works this. So this is like a remote control. Squeeze, and come back. Squeeze, come back. Squeeze, come back. One more. Squeeze, and come back. Let's go the other way. Let's see what you guys are doing. All right, here we go. So put whatever leg you had front on the last one, put that one in the back, and let's see if we can do the opposite leg. So we're going to work the opposite leg. Ready? Itch. Okay, so Elliot, if you could either move closer to the back of the room so I could see your feet a little bit better. Yeah, there. All right. Peter, aim sideways instead. No, face that way, sideways. This way, face this way, sideways. Back stance this way. Okay, that's not quite what I wanted. Back to back, or back side to side instead of front to back. Yes, there you go. All right, so whichever leg you were working, put yourself in a back stance first. So Peter, looks like you're aiming for the back corner of your rug. I want you to aim to the side of your rug. That's much better. There we go. Good. All right, here we go. Dirk, same sort of thing. Put it in a back stance, facing straight that way. No, back stance. Back stance. So that means you got to move your front foot this way. There you go. Now we're in back stance. Now we're in business. Okay, good. So changing to front stance. Ready? Itch. All right, Mary, you have some more length for me out of that stance? I'm talking about even your back stance. Your back stance is like micro back stance. All right, back stance again. Shuto. So actually, let's use your hands to collapse or bring your thighs together. Ready? Itch. And back. Knee. Back. And the massage, can you back up just a little bit toward your fireplace? Back up away from the camera so I can see your feet. There you go. Okay. So here's what I'd like you to look at, Andy, after you do this. Your foot, your ball of your foot should be forward of that line that you're on, okay? If you did it right. Okay? Your back foot, ball of foot should be forward of that line. Yes, like that. Yep, good. Okay, everybody back stance. Ready. Itch. Now check, where is the pressure on your foot? Is it on the inside of your foot or is it on the outside of your foot? So you got to be careful too that you don't let that knee collapse so much that you end up on the wrong side of the pressure of the foot. Okay, back to back stance. Knee. All right, back again. All right, Andy, you're walking backwards, and why is that? See how your foot's further away from that line? Yes, because your heel's moving backwards. Itch. Good. And open. Back stance. Thumb. That's it, Elliot. Elliot, you kind of got a little bit of both going. So you pick up for a little bit, and then you let the heel go for the end. Okay, so you got to have the heel on the floor the whole time. Back. She. Back. And go. Oh, that was a mix, Andy. That was a mix of both. Can you see where your heel is now? It's behind the line. Yeah. Okay, good, Yame. All right, so a little something to play with when you're doing your exercises. One of the things that shows up too on this is it'll affect your ability to get back to your start spot. So like for instance in Bassai, we've got a place where pivoting on that heel and rotating the foot forward is important. So from this lunge punch after 1, 2, 3, watch my foot. I'm going to pivot on the heel, rotate. Otherwise, if I put my foot on this line here and I pivot on the ball, my heel goes behind the line. So I've lost what I would have been here. I've lost a full foot length of kata distance to get back to center and get back to where you were. So you got to be careful on those sort of things too, is that can affect how you execute your kata and getting back to your starting point. Okay, take a quick drink of water. Let me ask anybody got any questions. A very technical class today. I'm still sweating though. All right, let's do some Bassai. Okay. And Masa, I don't know if you missed the beginning of the class, but next week, Tuesday, Thursday, we're going to be spending some time on the 4th cue, 5th cue type stuff. Try and see if we can focus on things that you'd like to work on. If you've got a couple of items you'd like to recommend or suggest for yourself, send me an email, and I will endeavor to put something together that is exciting for you too, okay? And I have not ordered your belt yet. I was going to take one more chance to see if anybody had any requests for gis, belts, Joes, etc. Okay, so if you have any of those, let me know. I'm going to place that order on Monday. Okay. All right, Bassai. All right, so what I want you to do with this Bassai, we're not going to bust it out right away. What I want you to do is really focus on like we did with the block and the counters. I want you to go, feel that edge, feel that edge, okay? Scoop, feel that edge right there. Feel the drive, okay? So take the time, even though they're together, to take just a second to feel the open pressure, close, okay? Feel if you're turned sideways. So I want you to go more on feeling your stance and how does it feel into the floor versus just busting it up. Okay, here we go. Let's yo itch knee some. All right, did you pivot on your heel that time when you made that turn? Here's another opportunity. Here's another opportunity with your right foot. Itch, knee, some, she. These are all ball of foot turnings. Go rook. Itch, knee, right, knee, some, she. All right, here's a chance to pivot on the heel again. Itch, knee, some, she. This time pivot on the ball. Itch, push. Pivot on the heel with the back foot. Itch, knee, thumb. You put the foot where you want it. Now it doesn't have pivot at all. Itch, pivot on the heel again. Itch, knee, heel again. Some, she, go. Yeah, man. So the general principle on pivoting on the heel of the ball of the foot is which one fosters inner thigh squeeze. So if I'm here and I'm stepping forward, which one's going to get me my thighs closed? If I turn this way, my pivoting on the ball. Okay. If I'm this way, kibadachi, pivoting on the ball gets me squeezed. Okay. If I'm going behind myself, pivoting on the heel would get me squeezed. So whatever gets me squeezed, okay, when I step in this way, okay, I'm going to here. Okay, so if I'm in a kibadachi, pivot on the ball. If I'm turning this way, big turn, pivot on the heel because I want to squeeze my thighs together, right? Squeeze. All right. If I do pivot on the ball, I'm going to be going that way with it, and I'm not going to be squeezing my thighs together. Okay. Any questions on Bassai so far? Okay, let's go again. Again, take that second to check to make sure you're putting the proper pressure into the foot and into the leg. Ready? Go. Itch. Knee. Some. She. Go. Rug. Hitch. Knee. Some. She. Go. Rug. Hitch. Knee. Right. Hitch. Knee. Some. She. Go. Hitch. 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 Knee. Some. She. Go. Rook. Hitch. Hitch. Come here. Okay, back to the same spot. Okay, let's see yours. Okay, same sort of tempo. Take that extra time. Feel it, feel it. Okay, you might need to do that for a few times until you really get it down as part of your the way you do things. Yeah, Mima, watch that front knee collapsing, okay? All right, here we go. Bassai. Come on. Pitch. Oh, where are you going, Peter? You got to embrace the saddle. Come on, get back on the first one. Yeah, we're building those legs. Everybody start again. I'm doing one count. You can do combinations and so on, but I'm trying to help you with the tempo as well as embracing the saddle. Okay, here we go. Yoi. A little lower with your hands, Masa. Down by your belt. Yeah, there you go. Even more. Lower. Yes, good. Itch. Knee, thump. All right, Peter, do you feel like your hips are turned forward? Yeah, so your front foot had to move over more, right? And can you turn them even more? Looks like your right cheek is open just a little bit. There you go, good. Now here's a big turn. Let's do the pick up the ball. Itch, knee. Okay, Masa, is your hip open? Yes, there you go. Itch, knee. Go ahead, Dirk. Uchuke, there you go. Itch. So we're in the stacked position. Hand stacked, itch, press, itch, knee. All right, Peter, turn that hip all the way more toward the door wall. There you go, even more, yeah, so there, excellent. Itch, knee. All right, go back to the punch, everyone. Just the last punch, so left hand punch. Now I want you to cover and don't move your hips, one. Cover with your left hand, there you go. So that's the position you should be in just before you twist your hips to deliver the next uchiuki. No, you had it right, Peter. Yeah. Now twist, itch. Yes. Okay, so do not do this. Watch real quick. So do not do this where I'm already turning before I do this. So I'm here, I'm square, then I twist. So everything twists all at the same time. All right, so everybody at the uchiuke. So let's go, let's start from the stacked hands. Let's go back to the stacked hands. All right, itch, press. All right, so pay attention to when you twist your hips. Okay, Elliot, send that left hand out. No, send your left hand out. So stacked hands, press it. There you go, good. Itch, knee. Thumb, chi. Punch, block again, Peter. Yeah, even turn your hip more, Yes, good. Now big hip switch and go, shuto, itch. All right, Peter, sink your right hip down and out a little bit. Yes, there you go. Knee. Sink your left hip down and out more. See how your front knee's kind of collapsed inside a little bit? Yes, there you go. Some chi. All right, so Marcus, you got a little bit of a wobble on the bottom. Let's try and get some of that out with this time we're only going slow, right? So that means you got to, when there's wobble, what's causing that is your muscles aren't firing at the right time or they're not being activated at all, okay? So get them to all fire together so it locks everything in. All right, catch, itch. All right, Masa, pull that right hand down to your hip, right hip. No, I'm sorry, that right elbow down toward your right hip. More, there you go, good. Itch. Itch. Ni sam shi. All right, here's a chance to pivot on the heel. Itch. Ah, Andy, you pivot on the ball. That's okay. It happens. You'll work on it. Yes, there you go. Itch. Itch. Down block. Itch. Tate shito. Itch. Ni sam shi. Go rook. Good. Itch. Pull back. And go. Hold on, Masa. You're going way. Oh, you guys, Higashis are way too fast. Pull back one more, everybody, and drop it in Yamazuke. Okay, so everybody should be right leg Yamazuke, last one. Good. Now big scoop. Itch. Knee. All right, Andy, go two more. Actually, three more. Now big scoop. And one more big scoop. Good. Everybody now on the shoot though. Itch. Knee. Pivot on the heel again with your left foot. There you go. Some direct hip. Fire it off. Boom. Good, Yame. All right, one time. As hard as you can, strong as you can. Let's see what you got. See if you can get through the whole thing doing your best, okay? Didn't mean everything's going to be fixed, but we're going to see what we got. All right, Bassai dai. Hajime. All right, Elliot, really open, close. You've kind of gone back into the I'm not opening, closing anymore. That's better. All right, Mary, the next person was just finished just a second ago. Can you see how your tempo might be a little quick? Okay. And your stances are really micro stances in your back stances, so you got to get a little bit longer, okay? All right, the last person just finished just now. Okay, so by the way, the next person behind you for finishing was Marcus, and his tempo tends to be a little fast too. So, okay, I think that's it. Everybody want to come off mute, and if you have any questions, or did you find this enlightening and helpful?
This was a great detailed class.
Yes.
Fantastic
Okay.
class. So you gave me a lot to practice until next time.
All right, great.
Quick question, Sensei.
Yes, Masa.
For the last shadow, when you turn 90 degree,
Yes.
you bring back and then deploy it, or just
Well, kind of bring back. So bring the leg down into your center. So point down through your groin right on the floor. Go back to the shoot though. Point down on the floor where your groin is centered right now. No. With your hand, point right down. Take your hand and point down. Yeah, right there is where I want that leg to go. So squeeze to there and then step out. Yes. Yeah. So never bring your feet together. You're always moving through the center. So if I'm here, watch, I'm going to come in here and then out. So I'm not bringing all my feet together and then stepping out. I'm only moving through the center. So general rule, whenever in question, how am I moving through the center? Same thing with general rule with the, where do I pivot on the heel or the ball? Whatever fosters squeeze of the thighs. So moving through center, what does that do? Fosters squeeze of the thighs. Squeeze, push. Okay, does that help?
Good, thank you.
Okay, good. And you know what I would do too, Masa, is tell you what, Masa, could you get over to your left side of the room, back up a little bit. Get over to your left side of the room. And this forward of your bench there, yep. And put yourself in a shuto and 45 degrees. Okay, Mima, grab his wrist. Okay, stand kind of on angle 45 degrees to him, same as there. There you go. Now I want you to pull her back to that back position 45 by just moving your foot straight to it rather than squeeze through the center. Go.
No. Move that way. Move your leg.
No. Just move your leg to how you were talking the first time, which is just move to it. No, see, there's where you can actually do is when you squeeze it, right? So when you squeeze it in, it gives you something to pull some more with. Yeah. Whereas if you tried to do it with your leg all the way away from each other, you really you can't do it. So what you're doing is you're collecting yourself and then really driving it out. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's not necessarily the bunkai for it, but it kind of gives you the why or the how to execute the technique.
Yep.
Okay. All right, great. Anybody else?
No.
All right. Arigatou gozaimashita. See you guys on Tuesday.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.